Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ATS Gaming Tournament number 1 Grand Finals. 2-2 is the score between Tangoes and Ryan the Dark. Ryan Tag on the Radiant side from Finland, Tangoes on the Dire from Sweden. Both teams made it to the Grand Finals. Both teams are coming away with a hefty chunk of prize money brought to you by Steel Series Complet and and then some gaming. But still, both teams, I imagine, do want to get a chunk of that prize pool. And with me is Kingdom Nerdia. How you doing?
Excellent. Excited to watch the last game here.
Yep, so unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. And anyway, just to give you a little bit more background information, again, this game, or this series was played a week ago, but unfortunately due to some weather I couldn't stream it, so we're going to cast the replays. Unfortunately, the Game 2 replay was lost, but Game 3, even though Tangoes are up 2-1 the overall series, they just played not very good, to put it mildly.
Yeah, I think the nice way to say it was uninspiring. It was
That is a really nice way to put it. I'm going to use that from now on. It was uninspiring, as we're going to finally see a Magnus-less game. Thank you very much. As even in the last game too, Magnus had a huge impact. I think whichever team had the Magnus so far in the series has won. So now, no Magnus, but there might be a bat.
Yeah, it looks like it. Tango's one last chance to ban it out, but they like that hero, so I don't know. I can see them keeping it.
Yep, and just to give you a little bit more background information from these teams, again, Tangoes from Sweden, Around the Dark from Finland, but both teams after this tournament, I think they compete in the EMS Cup, and they actually got decently far, got some points, so if they get more points, they might be able to qualify for the LAN tournaments. So these are two teams that you might not have heard of, but teams that participate in this tournament, Around the Dark, Tangoes, Foda from Russia. Definitely strong teams that could be seen very, very near in the future in some of the mainstream tournaments.
Yeah, Whisk can be the first pick up here from Rat in the Dark, so I'm looking forward to this. Going to be an exciting game already. And I have to say this. I don't know if maybe it's just me because I'm a noob and I haven't noticed this yet, but the game actually keeping track of who's winning in the best of 5 series up at the top by the game timer. That's really cool.
Is that really? I don't.
Yeah.
But how would it do that? I guess.
It's an option. It's a drop down option in the lobby that you can do to set it to best of 5, and so it's keeping track. You can see it's 2 games each.
Wow, that's pretty sick. Tangoes meanwhile can respond with Darkseer and Lifestealer, and hopefully if Fox is handling out of Darkseer, he can actually, hit some walls from time to time. But they're gonna have Lifestealer on their side. Lifestealer probably one of the best heroes, as they have 2 really strong heroes that can already do a lot in terms of avoiding Wisp ganks, surge away from the Wisp ganks. Lifestealer can rage, TP out, and we are going to see some Wisp Chaos Knight action in the mid lane. But again, if the Tangoes keep picking up heroes that can avoid these ganks, a lot of the potential mid-game prowess of Rat in the Dark could be mitigated.
Yeah, the one thing you do have to worry about is the Chaos Knight Wisp dual mid lane completely shutting down whatever mid out of Tangoes tries to throw there, which is going to slow down their mid game a lot, very significantly, especially with that since Rat in the Dark are in the Radiant side. Wisp, of course, with the tether can clear out trees, so he can pull mid too. So Rat in the Dark are really, with Chaos Knight, I think if they take that dual mid, it's going to be really successful, but maybe not. Pick up the Bane, looks like a tri-lane hero.
They could do Bane mid solo, put Wisp Chaos Knight top, but probably going to be Wisp Chaos Knight mid, like you said, going to have Bane support some carry like Gyro or Bear up on that top lane, get a prototypical off lane hero. But just to sort of elaborate on the Wisp Chaos Knight point, yeah, it beats most lanes. But actually, Tangoes has probably one of the only heroes that beats that lane, which is Darkseer. You could just Ion Shield the creeps, push it to the tower, farm his small camp, and then just keep doing the same thing. He doesn't ever have to expose himself to danger. So if Tangoes recognize this, they could just put Darkseer mid against Wisp Chaos Knight and probably just win the lane.
Or just take the tower really super early, because that is one of the problems that Wisp and Chaos Knight have. Is they're not very good at defending towers and clearing out creep waves. They're very good at hero kills, not so good at creeps.
Definitely, definitely. So overall, just judging challenge, I expect to see Darkseer offlane just because that's the thing to do. But again, if they predict the Wisp Chaos Knight mid lane, it's a little bit vague at this point because of that Bane pickup. But probably going to need to see Darkseer offlane, Lifestealer Shadow Demon in safe lane. I don't imagine they're going to contest the challenge. Again, Lifestealer, he can do alright in challenge, but in order to really maximize Lifestealer's strength, you want to have that max level of rage, as that 6 seconds of magical immunity will seal him the deal, but he needs to be at least level 7 for that. So he won't probably be an aggressive Child Meow. On the side of Rat in the Dark, probably going to see Wisp Chaos in the mid, Bane, safe lane with some other carry. So we'll see what Tangoes decide to do. They're probably going to ban on carries that fare pretty well with the Bane.
Yeah, I mean, let's think. Bane is, of course, the perfect hero to deal with the Life Stealer, and in working with the Bane, you really just want people who can do burst physical DPS. So Bounty Hunter works really well, TA works really well. PA, I mean, PA can do wonders with the Bane, as well as the Wisp, but I don't know.
Yeah, PA could be an option. Yeah, she does do pretty well against Lifesteal, but the problem is that PA is very unreliable, and if Bane uses up the Fiend's Grip and uses the Brain Sap and they don't get a kill, he's pretty much out of the picture for quite a bit, even though the target HP will quite low. And considering this is a Game 5, I don't know if we'll actually see a surprise PA pick, but yeah, he is definitely an option, as Tango is going to ban out the Windrunner, saying, we're not going to ban out carries, there's just too many heroes, we'll just ban out offlane heroes instead.
Yeah, and they're going to have to rely on that as with a dual lane. I like because they've got the dual lane going mid with the Wisp Chaos Knight, they're going to have to put a solo offlane hero, so banning up those strong ones are probably going to be really important here. It looks like Rat in the Dark banning up that Chen that we saw in the first game, as well as the Undying, so looking against those early game heroes.
Yeah, you might think it's a little bit odd to see Undying being banned considering he's a capable offlane hero, but the fact of the matter is that Lifesteal, when he rages, doesn't get affected by Decay. Shout out to Steven stays so far back that Decay doesn't even matter. So Rat in the Dark just saying, screw it, we don't want to. We're not going to pick up Undying in an offlane capacity anyway. We're just going to get rid of him altogether. And who will be picked up for them? I think it might have to be a Weaver.
Rat in the Dark getting a Weaver, you mean?
Yeah, for the offlane. Otherwise, like, there's no other offlane heroes they can get unless they run an aggressive Trine, which is very unlikely with the Wisp Chaos Knight. So I think Weaver. Or they could just abandon it altogether and get like Enigma jungling it up.
Yeah, that's. I like Weaver a lot against Lifestealer. I've seen it a lot in that SIVO League that I've been casting on my channel. There's a couple games there. CGC likes to run it a lot. And, I mean, Weaver just runs circles around Lifestealer if you can get a good start off. It's impossible to kill in that trialing situation. Even with the disruption, he's very hard to bring down. And did we see Weaver earlier on in this series?
Yeah, we saw it in Game 1. And actually, he did okay. They just didn't have any team fight. So Weaver, Nature's Prophet was split pushing quite a bit, but really the team fight backing them up was not too good. But now they have Chaos Knight Wisp to get him a bit more global nature. They have Bane for shutting down people. So Wisp or Weaver could be an option, but I think in the last game, or in the first game, he wasn't seeing the offlane capacity. I think it was he was safe lane farming.
I mean, they could still get the Weaver if they wanted. No, they're going to get the Quap. So is that going to be a safe lane Quap? Then, no, that can't be. Hold on. I guess they're doing the mid.
Yeah, I guess it's going to be Wisp Chaos Knight safe lane with Bane backing them up, and Queen of Pain mid. I'm not too sure how I feel about this. As actually, I forgot to mention, one of the ways the Darkseer wins mid lane against Wisp Chaos Knight is just by farming the small camps, and Darkseer actually has a bit more trouble on the dire side, but he can actually farm a bit more gold because more often than not, the camp that's closest to him actually has squishier creeps other than the mud golems. And now Tango's going to respond with Disruptor, saying, you'll probably be clumped up. Bane, short range, Glimpse, send Quap back, Glimpse to send Wisp back. So far, I'm really liking out of Tango's picks, and Rat in the Dark, a bit confused. Overall, it's a decent lineup, but the question is how they actually lane it.
Yeah, the laning is definitely an issue here. Queen of Pain, of course, needs those early levels, needs that farm. So does Chaos Knight, so does Wisp. So, in fact, they just need all of the experience. Like, all of it.
Pretty much, as even Bane wants to have level 6. I mean, he can function pretty well. But, yeah, I mean, there's no real big stackers, and we're probably going to see, yeah, Chaos Knight Wisp. It's going to be Enigma jungling it up. They're just going to ban the top lane altogether. Because Enigma, he can't offlane against Shouty and Leicester. He has no escape mechanism.
Yeah, I mean, unless he's probably going to at least deny a creep or something like that, and then just go sit in the jungle.
Yeah, and one thing that is decent for Island Dark is that their heroes are not that good in terms of pushing, so the tower should survive a decent amount of time. Again, even if you push the tower, Disruptor won't get too much experience, and Disruptor, one of those supports who really needs experience, even if he doesn't need any items whatsoever. He really desperately needs experience. So, what will be the off-lane or mid-lane pickup for Tangoes right here? Probably the mid-lane choice. Could we see a TA?
It's in the pool. It's a possibility. The TA was, I guess it was mostly successful for them last game. Just wasn't able to really get ganks rolling. I'm not exactly sure how well TA is going to work against a CK Wisp or even a Quap solo mid again. And then I feel like they need... I don't know.
Okay.
Ooh, Shadow Demon
Yes.
Kunkka mid lane. Let's go. And this is so good because Disruptor gets experience. It's going to be very difficult to lane this, and this is one of the lanes that actually beats Chaos Knight Wisp because you can just kill the Wisp.
Yeah, I mean, Wisp was what, 0 armor, level 1. He's a strength hero in name only. One of the squishiest heroes in the game. Just gets burst down so quickly. So, I mean, if we get to see that dual mid versus dual mid matchup, that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Seeing some cool picks. I think Tangoes ran this combination once before, or maybe it was Ride in the Dark. I know Shadow Demon Kunkka have been brought back a little bit. If any of you watch some of the Q-Pad Panda scrims, then you see that they like Shadow Demon Kunkka quite a bit. And yeah, it's a pretty good combination. Beats most mid lane heroes for the most part, except for probably like, I don't know, Barret or Darkseer.
Yeah, I mean, you can always. Yeah, I mean, Darkseer could really win that mid game no matter what. I'm just gonna keep that opinion to myself.
Yep, so just the players and the teams. On side of Rat in the Dark from Finland, we're going to have Boogie playing the Wisp, JRX is playing the Bane, Spin is playing the Enigma, Syphilis playing the Chaos Knight, and Lapis is playing the Queen of Pain.
Meanwhile, on the Dire out of Tangoes, we see Sisso on this Kunkka, Plox on that Darkseer again. May your walls be more significant. Lifestealer getting handled by Maglev Gank Train. Frigolit on this Disruptor, and last but not least, Steph Style on the Shadow Demon.
Just taking a look at some of the items, Kunkka actually banking up 200 gold in the bag. Could be rushing a bottle if he does go mid lane. Probably going to go mid lane. I don't know if it's going to be for a bottle. It might be for a bottle. Again, very difficult to tell, but does have at least that gauntlet. Meanwhile, Leicester has that Clone Blade, so he just wants to sit in the jungle, farm up as much as possible. Darkseer, Stout Shield, probably going to jungle it up for quite a bit. This is not really... He doesn't have any wards given to him thus far, so he's probably just going to jungle it up for the most part. And Friglet has some sentry wards to deward any potential camps. And meanwhile, on the side of Radiant, they're just going to break down the trees, going to give them access to some mid lane pulls.
Yeah, very good use of that tether there. Something that a lot of people don't realize is that it does clear out those trees only on its cast, not during its duration. So, but using that makes this whole mid camp pullable, and it's very hard. Even for Shadow Demon Kunkka, with Radiant is mid-pulling, they're going to lose a lot of experience there, and they definitely need those levels to be able to contend with the CK Wisp. Actually, no, not going to be CK Wisp. Looks like it's going to be Quap in the mid lane.
Yeah, again, that was sort of a possibility that we didn't mention. I think that was sort of the possibility we thought would happen, but we were just distracted by the Kunkka, because Kunkka is a very distracting hero. But yeah, Queen of Pain should have a decent time against this lane. One thing that is a problem for Queen of Pain compared to other heroes is that she needs to actually turn around to blink somewhere back. So if the chain stuns are proper, they will be able to kill the Queen of Pain. But still, as long as Queen of Pain stays far back, she should be okay. So we're going to see Hasted Bane doing a bit of harassment, going to get a deny right off the bat. But Bane is going to do a lot of pulling, and meanwhile, the bottom lane has been abandoned completely. So it's going to be Chaos Knight versus Lifestealer in the mid game in terms of farm, and you always have to give the edge to the Lifestealer, in my opinion.
It depends. I mean, it depends. I kind of feel like Chaos Knight can do really well in that situation. It depends on how he builds this. I almost feel like, I don't know, I guess you have to max the stun, but maxing out that Reality Rift for the physical burst damage as well as that ultimate means that he can bring Lifestealer down very quickly, almost in one hit if he gets enough farm and levels up, and he's getting free farm right now. Both carries actually getting free farm, so never mind.
Yeah, one thing I did favor the Lifestealer over is that there's actually nothing on the side of Tangoes that goes, or nothing on the side of no, there's Bane and then Black Hole. Never mind. Forgot for a moment that there are actually a couple heroes that actually deal with Rage very, very nicely indeed. So yeah, I guess maybe in this game Chaos Knight might have a slight edge just because there are mechanisms to deal with the Lifesteal Rage. And already seeing in the mid lane creep pull, Bane already level 2, Queen of Pain level 2 as well. Meanwhile, Kunkka still level 1 as well as the Shadow Demon. So this middle lane creep pulls, usually we see Rat in the Dark ward off the jungle, but Tangoes don't really like to ward off that safe lane creep spawn nearly as much.
Yeah, I think really it's one of the biggest advantages that the Radiant have over Dire, just generally in Dota, is that mid lane pull, the possibility to do that. And it just really, it works. It does work.
Meanwhile, we're going to see some stacking of the hard camp by the Bane Elemental. And then I imagine he's going to pull this wave as Shadow Demon will pick up an Invisibility Rune. Now Queen of Pain going to have to be pretty careful, does have a ward. But again, Shadow Demon can ignore that Invisibility Rune. But there's nobody top, so the only way Shadow Demon can go is go to the mid lane or go to the jungle. And Shadow Demon by himself can't actually kill Bane in the jungle mono. But we're going to see a Soul Catcher Disruption Torrent. A lot of damage, but still at level 2, not enough to burst down the Queen of Pain from full HP.
Yeah, she's going to lose a lot here. You're going to have to use a lot of regen, last tangle, as well as some bottles. But, I mean, that's really just what they want. You want to harass, give her a hard time. I don't think they expected to get a kill.
Yeah, just like you mentioned, a lot of harass. Bane almost to level 3, Queen of Pain level 3.5 as well. But so far, one thing... Well, Kunkka actually getting outfarmed. No, keeping up with the Queen of Pain in terms of CS, but because mostly of those creep pull denies. And meanwhile, Leicester versus Chaos Knight keeping up very nicely, but we're going to see some pushing going on the top lane already. They want to have Bane rotate, or have Queen of Pain rotate in, and that's why they're pushing this lane so early on.
Yeah, definitely forcing that rotation is going to make the mid lane so much easier for the Dire. And, I mean, they are going to need that with the mid lane pull as well. Although, one thing to notice about the mid lane... Never mind, I forgot what I was going to say. Carry on. You have something?
I was going to mention Enigma's level 4, so they can get some pushes going as well. But unfortunately, all the creeps are die, so the Eidolons might not be able to split. Not too sure why Chaos Knight is attacking this creep. He should try to let Enigma's Eidolons split. Unfortunately, they will not. The creep wave going to be a bit far away. I think the Eidolons might time out. No, they should be okay. And we're going to see Queen of Pain actually rotate away, and Bane going to have a very difficult time in this main lane compared to Quap.
Yeah, he'll be able to sit back and maybe get a last hit or two with Brain Sap or just slow down the Shadow Demon, but they're not going to really be able to even like stop a push here. Kunkka with that.
Oh, Disruption, Torrent, Soul Catcher, all being changed. Sprint Zap will help save the life of Bane for a bit, and Bane will escape. But this is going to mean 2 towers have potential being pushed. Actually, the Queen of Pain, because that rotation was able to save that tower. But it is going to mean that this middle tower might get pushed. Nightmare is going to be applied to the Kunkka. Should be able to escape, and actually Bane completely out of mana. Not too much HP. And all the while, this Dire tier 2 is in a lot of trouble as well.
Yeah, very good early game push here coming from this Enigma. Got that Soul Ring up very early. Now he's, I mean, with 2 towers, he's going to have so much gold. Chaos Knight as well.
Yeah, Enigma definitely needs all the gold he can get. He really wants that mechanism up. He wants to have those Eidolons up. He wants to have some tank ability. He wants to have dagger. He needs a lot of things in order to make that happen. And Foxfox going to rotate in. Going to get reality rotated. Here comes a stun. Wisp with the tether stun. I don't know if they actually chained it as Foxfox going to escape as the tether stun is going to be applied to the Lifestealer, and Sifla is going to die to the Lifestealer. A little bit of missed chain stuns as the Connect Field is going to apply to the Wisp. Boogie should die as well. One more hit. Keep in mind, tether does not make you invulnerable, thank God. As Lapis going to blink in. Might end up dying. Glimpse, not enough mana. It's still on cooldown. As we're going to see Surge forward on Maglev Gank Train. Lapis should escape Blink cooling down in about 2 seconds. Can she actually blink to safety? Will be able to escape one more blink. Will save her life, but still. 2 kills for the Dire. Didn't lose their tower. And Foxfox able to get some experience.
Yeah, very good rotation for the Lifestealer there. And definitely worthwhile getting that experience up on Darkseer so we don't see that very uninspiring wall that we had last game.
Well, still, a little bit too early to call that no wall yet.
Yeah.
But now he might have more opportunities to uninspire us with these walls.
Dewarding going on in the mid lane by the Radiant. Bane using some very well done sentry wards to keep the Dire from having that uphill vision, which of course is exactly how they managed to get that kill on the main earlier. Never mind, I don't know if they finished the kill. To get that disruption torrent off, they need vision, and to need vision, they need wards. Dewarding solves the problem.
Yeah, at this point with Kunkka now level 5, he gets a try to bring her splash as well as the level 2 torrent. I think anybody at this point will die with the Soul Catcher amplifying the damage. And Darkseer getting his camp stacked up a bit by the Disruptor will be able to pick up fast level 6. Is going to be well on his way towards the mechanism. And Foxfox is going to definitely be enjoying himself. There is a similarly stacked camp in the Radiant hard camp, but the question is who can actually clear that at this point. I guess Queen of Pain with a couple of screens, but still takes a bit longer.
If she uses a smoke, she'll be able to.
Yeah, but the cooldown of the scream, it's going to be a little bit annoying.
Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal. They don't have someone who's, like, made for clearing creep stacks, but, I mean, they can try. It's a valiant effort.
As we're going to see Shaodan place the standard Radiant Ancient Ward, not only to see the vision of the runes made, to potentially see stacks as well, even though there's nobody on side lane who can clear them anytime soon, so now obviously you see stacks, as we're going to see Disruption, Soul Catcher, Torrent, a dead Quap with that Tidebringer Splash. Enigma's going to rotate in, trying to look for an avenue to Black Hole, and will be unable to find one. He can't even Black Hole, he's only level 5. So far Dire 3-0, and they're going to get a tower on the top lane as well. There's really not too much Rain can do to save that.
Yeah, I gotta say, very good play so far from the Dire. That rotation doing so much work, and really, I think the purpose of that high ground ward up there from the Dire is just to get that vision for the disruption. Probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, I mean, it sees a healthy amount of vision. I was going to see Queen of Pain getting glimpsed back home, because Disruptor is an annoying son of a gun. As Wisp should be fine, has that tether, no boots. Wisp actually dirt poor at this stage. And this is one of the problems when you don't put Chaos Knight Wisp mid. Wisp actually receives no farm, because Wisp actually gets his gold from kills. And he's not getting any kills this game.
Yeah, very unlucky so far. Lifestealer this game has decided to go for the drums, has that finished already. So a slightly different build than he was going for last game. I kind of have to agree with it here. He needs the move speed just to be able to keep up. Wisp, of course, one of the biggest impacts he has in the game from that tether is, of course, the move speed. And so drum a very essential item for that Dire squad to keep up.
Yeah, I mean, the last game they had Magnus RP to lock people in place. They had Light Strike Ray, they had Shadow Demon, Disruption. This game they have Vacuum into Kinetic Field, but if the Kinetic Field whiffs, then that's pretty much it.
They do have a boat.
They do have a boat. Always forget about the boat. Boat is a very an unreliable ultimate, as Queen of Pain is going to decide that the world is going to get her down. Actually did not buy all the items she could have gotten, so that was just a feed, not a suicide.
Yeah, I mean, she may have written a sappy death note anyway, but I don't feel like it was worthwhile.
You call Boogie getting initiated on, and no creep wave near him. Stackstorm going to use to clear the trees, as well as kill off Boogie, as he never stood a chance. So far, Radiant being dominated by the Dire at this point, and looks like the Dire have decided to say, alright, well, let's not play like that game ever again. But the Radiant still have options. Never say never against a black hole.
Yeah, absolutely. Enigma, one of the best scaling support jungle, whatever it is that Enigma is, one of the best of them in the game. I mean, if you keep feeding Lifestealer, though, I don't know exactly what he's going to do. Lifestealer up to 13k after finishing his drum.
Yeah, I mean, you can Black Hole and Fiend's Grip the Lifestealer, but if he has the Rage on, like, the only way you can do damage with him is Chaos Knight right clicks, and that will be... Because Fiend's Grip actually doesn't do damage to BKB targets, it just holds him in place. So that could be a problem, as Mangled Gank Chain getting very farm, level 4 Rage, the ball is going to explode right in face. Here comes the Black Hole, nicely placed, Sifla going to rotate in. Can they actually kill Mangled Gank Chain? Going to chain stuns, going to use a lot of resources, but it's very much worth it at this stage. Going to kill off the Lifestealer. Keep him out of the game for the next 35 seconds.
Absolutely. Killing Spree Gold, of course, also going to Chaos Knight, getting him back into this game. Going to get a BKB early, it looks like, unless I'm crazy and he's going for Heaven's Halberd. Maybe he watched my guide. I don't know.
BKB Chaos Knight, yeah, there's actually nothing aside from Purge that will stop that, because Leicester are not going to pick up Basher. One thing that is a bit worrying about this early on of the BKB is that it will run out very, very quickly, and by the time we hit 30-minute marks, it will be a 5-second BKB, so that could be an issue. So, overall, I don't know about this BKB, considering that I think they rely a lot on the Enigma ultimate, and that cooldown is just too long. As they're going to see initiation by Steph Style, going to trap the Chaos Knight. Wisp is there with the tether, but here comes Static Storm. Chaos Knight being slowed. Soul Catcher, Static Storm going to get nightmared for a little bit of reduced damage, but still will end up dying. And gonna glimpse Wisp back. Wisp, I just feel bad for this guy, as it is 11 minutes in the game. All he wants are some boots, and he's never going to get them.
On the plus side, he may begin to be eligible for a Melk Award here a little bit later on. If he can manage to get some boots up and keep from killing, you know, I don't know.
Well, you also have to win, and it's...
Yeah, I know.
Again, never say never against Enigma, but still, his cooldowns are very long. Meanwhile, for the most part, out of Tango's cooldowns are not very long. It's going to see a Wisp relocate Ganking with the Chaos Knight. Who are they going to focus? They're going to focus on the Disruptor, prevent that goes back, as the Disruption is going to save the Disruptor. How ironic, as Sifla will get another stun off. Queen of Pain going to get the Sonic Wave. Gonna try to pick up the Darkseer. 4-second stun will mean the end of the Darkseer. As a nice reinforcement, nice teleport in by the Wisp Chaos Knight will help to secure them at least 2 kills, save the tower. I don't think they can kill off the Lifestealer, but still, nice defense nonetheless.
Yeah, good rotation in there from the Wisp and the Chaos Knight. That's very important for him getting back into this game. They really need to just establish the map control now so that the Wisp and the Chaos Knight can gank. Because like you said, the only way they're going to get farms, going to get levels, and get any kind of leverage into this game is by getting those kills up on the Wisp, getting those kills on the Chaos Knight.
And that's also not going to help if your Kunkka gets a double damage and solos the Queen of Pain.
Speaking of which, oh, Timebringer was on cooldown. Doesn't matter, he's gonna kill the Bane instead. Oh, he was torrenting the Queen of Pain but missed. As Bane is gonna die, Enigma's gonna teleport in. Black Hole will be up in 40 seconds. Again, the cooldown on Black Hole in comparison to RP. They need to make the RP cooldown like 150 seconds or make the Enigma cooldown 150 seconds because it's just not fair for Enigma.
Yeah, it's actually something that Fopsy, my brother who I cast with a lot, rants about all the time, is how reverse polarity is basically just Black Hole but better and needs to be nerfed.
Pretty much, but well, we'll see what the Frog decides, as the nerf probably won't come for quite a bit, as a couple patches in a row were in pretty quick succession, so I imagine he wants to let this patch breathe. And we have been seeing a lot of cool picks recently in the professional scene. So yeah, actually I talked about it with EE, and he says the reason why we're seeing different picks is because the top tier heroes, because they're so powerful, can actually enable the opening up of other heroes. So that's pretty cool. I never really thought about it this way.
Yeah, the metagame just so it's not just a single thing. It's very multifaceted. Depends a lot on players as well as just heroes, and so definitely cool stuff to think about. Plenty of room for theory crafters like myself to have all of the fun.
Fiend script going on the top lane for Fox. Here comes Wisp Chaos Knight. They are going to try to pick off Fox. They will be able to secure the kill. The question is, will Lifesteal try to approach them afterwards? The tether is still being applied. Will they leave Chaos Knight behind? Lifesteal trying to get in position. There's going to be some teleports reinforced. It looks like the Raiden recognized something's up there. Going to escape the heck out of there. Nicely done. Pick up a free kill on the Darkseer, who is only level 9 at this stage in the game. And he's not playing bad. He's just being purely targeted down by everybody on the side of the Radiant.
I mean, it's really important here to pick off. If you want to pick off somebody, let's pick the one who has going to get a mechanism. Let's pick the one who's got the biggest teamfight ultimate spell. Let's pick the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it makes all the sense in the world, because now he probably won't have access into the wall for a good amount of time, and he'll be 400 gold. I mean, he'll probably finish the mechanism now since relocate's on cooldown, but still, preventing that mechanism and preventing the push from coming in means more time for the cast to farm up. And again, even though they have Enigma on their side, I think one thing that I forgot to mention is that Kunkka scales very, very well, just because of Tidebringer Splash, and really, Full-on Ride in the Dark can compare to Kunkka in the late game. They're just going to need to have the perfect teamfight execution if the game goes on that long.
yeah, Chaos Knight not very good at clearing. Like, they've got the Black Hole to lock people in place, but they don't have the AoE damage to follow it up, especially once those Dire Heroes start getting the BKB. This Quap needs, if she's going to deliver the AoE damage, she's going to start getting some levels really quickly, because right now she's a little bit behind in that front, only level 9. With 1 point in the ultimate, not going to be enough to really bring down a team fight.
She only has 49 CS. This is really not looking good for this Quap, as it's going to be very hard for her to actually get herself back in the game. And at this point, she doesn't really want to steal CS. She wants to get Enigma, her BKB, wants to get Chaos Knight the farm he needs. So where is Quap actually going to farm? Because if she goes off on her lonesome, she will just get disrupted, silenced, and X'd and killed. So it's just a very bad situation for Quap in general in this game.
Well, we were talking about bear feeding last game. This game, okay, I don't know what Bane's doing up this high ground. He's in kind of a dangerous spot. We're gonna see. Yeah, I don't think he's long for life.
Oh, Static Storm is dropped to try and prevent Enigma from getting position. He's still gonna get a 2-man Black Hole. The question is, where's the damage gonna come from? The bow is in the picture. Kunkka gonna get the vacuum back up, or Darkseid gonna get the vacuum up, saying sweet, sweet revenge. As everybody, or at least did Chaos Knight? No, he was able to teleport out of there with the TP scroll. But everybody else on the side of the Radiant did die, and again, Black Hole going to be on cooldown for the next 10 years.
I mean, it's not like it was a bad Black Hole. He just the damage wasn't there. The silence was slowing people down. Bane was already dead. I don't know if that was the best team fight for the Radiant to take.
I think Bane saw maybe 2 or 3 people who said, "Alright, let's go for it," but maybe Leicester was infested. I'm not too sure how that team fight developed. But still, everybody on the side of Dire was there for the most part, and they were able to clean up the team fight. And again, without Black Hole being there, they can pretty much push in for free without any fear.
Looks like Quap might get a courier pick off here. No, go for the courier. Why do you? No, come on.
Radiant structures.
You
So
gotta
they're
go
going to
for
get a
that, man.
Bane pick off, as Fiend's going to be channeled on Friggly, as Sonic Wave will be used. Don't know if Sonic Wave is completely necessary, but better be safe than sorry. But Vacuum might just end up having something to say about that. Disruption going to be channeled. Torrent already being used. Queen of Pain, can she blink out? X, is it in play? Not yet in range. Lap is trying to escape. almost in range for the X. Where is the X? Kunkka, as it was on cooldown, but Enigma will end up paying for it with his life. Shouting with the Purge will secure the kill. Chaos Knight, with the help of Wisp, will clean up the Shouting, but now he's got to run from the ghoul that's on his ass. Leicester popping the drums, giving some extra move speed, as well as the phase boots. He's so fast. The Tether and the Chaos Knight insanely high boost move speed. Not enough gonna pop the Phantasm, but he will die. One more right click. This is why you get phase drums sometimes, as he is just chasing down literally everybody. Darkseid gonna give him some search for extra measure. 17 minutes in the game. Leicester already diving your base. Radiant, it's not looking good for you guys.
Yeah, that was kind of very, very unfortunate. Bane did manage to get a pick off on the Darkseer, and he was like 2 range away from finishing off the Lifestealer's TP there in the base. Just wasn't able to get there. Kunkka could be able to get away. Has a Shadow Blade already up.
I think Lifestealer probably raged before he teleported in anyway, so I don't know if
good
Bane
point.
could have done anything. But even though Darkseer did die, he is level 12, has 2 points in the wall, has first the mechanism, and Kunkka has not died this game, 5-0 and 4. That is probably going to be a Crystallis being delivered towards him. Yes, it is. So now we might have to start worrying about those splashes. One thing that is going slightly in favor of the Raiden is that BKB is almost finished on the Chaos Knight, but the question is it too late? As it will definitely help him. There's a lot of magical damage that will be negated by the BKB.
Yeah, although one thing I want to point out, when we talked last game about bear feed, this game, the feeding compatriot to the Lone Druid player last game, this Enigma, I've seen him give up 2 full waves of Eidolons without even like trying to micro them away. But, you know.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Mind games, next level. 10k gold deficit for the Radiant. They have yet to take a tower, or they've taken 1 tower compared to the Dire's 4 experience graph. Around 8k deficit for the Radiant, and kills heavily in favor of the Dire. So here comes the Roshan attempt. Lifestealer finished up the Yasha. He's just saying, Darkseer, search anybody else. I'm just gonna run in after them and just gonna kill everybody. As he is probably anticipating an Orchid as well. Or, yeah, I mean, Enfeeble doesn't get dispelled by the Manta anyway, so maybe anticipating an Orchid. But he is just going to be very, very fast and difficult to kill. And with the Darkseid Surge on the Kunkka, nobody will be able to escape on the side of the Radiant.
I actually think that he might be max move speed with Phase and Drum activated. I'm not entirely sure. My math is not the best, but I think he might be able to hit max move speed here.
Yeah, we'll see when he pops the Phase, as right now he has 425 base, and
plus Phases, plus drums.
Yep, we're going to see what happens when he's phased, but with the drums activated, yeah, he should be probably max move speed, or at least 500. Oh, 484 with the phase, he will be max move speed with the drums popped, so yeah, ridiculously fast.
You're going to see a little bit of a split push up here in the top lane. Bane sitting here smoked up, as well as the... I can't tell whether that Wisp is smoked or not. I don't think he is. Chaos Knight just says, forget this, I'm going to go farm ancient jungle creeps. Looking to get a pick off here in the top lane, drawing someone, but unfortunately not going to get it. Bane still only level 1 ultimate. Dire don't want us to take the bait. They're saying, let's smoke gank the other jungle instead.
Yeah, I mean, they might be anticipating it, as Bane just going to stay there for quite a bit. Does have a TP to help out the allies, but one might not be. Well, Queen of Pain will escape, no ward will spot her out, so Thrall can't glimpse her back, or Disruptor can't glimpse her back. As Darkseer just going to pop Iron Shell, clear the creeps as the Ghost Sifter finish, so Chaos Knight won't be a problem at all. Kunkka clears off the Enigma.
Yeah, I was just waiting for that to happen. Enigma was trying to farm up the hard camp. I don't think they Radiant had vision at all of the Dire in their jungle, so that torrent just came as a complete surprise.
You know, with Chaos Knight gonna use the relocate to try to get some farm, get some pressure. They want to get the split push going. They're gonna use a Phantasm for this. So even if they get back to the base, they're gonna lose the team fight because they have no Phantasm. And
actually, I think that the illusions will jump with Chaos Knight if he uses a Reality Rift. Even from up there.
I didn't know.
I don't know. This is a theory. I could be wrong.
Well, we'll see if the illusions don't die. Where's Reality Rift? He's gonna get glimpsed back slightly.
So we won't see it.
The illusions died. So
I'll just send it. I guess I'll just have to send that to Dota 2 Myths or whatever.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I didn't know that. I mean, it makes sense because description is very vague. But Queen of Pain with a nice deny. The question is, did Dire care? They don't. They're gonna go in. And now Fox trying to get position for the wall. They have the boat up. They have the Crystallis up. The Glyph already forced. What will the Radiant do? They have the black hole, but Enigma already at half HP. Even if he does channel the black hole, he might just die, as he doesn't have the BKB yet. Darkseer will easily interrupt with the vacuum. Bloxlock staying very far back. Here comes the critical strike splash, 450 damage to being applied to everybody. Reality gonna not hit anybody. Dire just playing it super safe, and they can afford to do that, but what will the Radiant do?
I'm worried about this. Enigma keeps using the Eidolons when they come off cooldown, and I mean, that's just a zero armor thing. Never mind, I'm going to stop talking about zero armor, as Queen of Pain's going to get initiated on here.
BKB already down to 2 seconds on the Chaos Knight. It's going to expire right now. What will the Chaos Knight do? As here comes the Black Hole on just Bloxlock. An immediate glimpse back by Freely. Nicely done. Here comes Wall catching everybody. That's what we were waiting for, Bloxlox. As I think everybody on the side of the rain will die. Chaos Knight gonna buy back. Bane gonna buy back as well. Gonna initiate back on the Leicester. He still has the Aegis. They only got the Aegis in exchange for a Team Whip and a Rax. And now Leicester will be back in the picture. Gonna turn around. Torrent, Soul Catcher, gonna clean up Syphila in literally the blink of an eye, or spin in the blink of an eye. Chaos Knight gonna die. Boogie gonna die. Rampage on the Leicester or on the Kunkka. God damn. Just too many kills to call what is actually happening.
I don't think that Rampage actually counts because it included some buybacks.
No,
I'm going to question the... no, I don't think that counts. That's like... There's more than opportunity to kill 5 heroes. It's not like a...
You're just mad because you don't get Rampages with Kunkka.
I hate Kunkka. He's like my least favorite hero.
Yo, Kunkka's mad fun. But he's kind of annoying because once he gets a critical strike, it's pretty much luck-based. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be... Tangoes winning the first ATS Gaming tournament #1, brought to you by Steel Series and Complet. So they overcame the losers bracket disadvantage. Managed to take down Ryan in the Dark. Ryan in the Dark still, I think the prize pool difference is only about 200 euros, so they still managed to get away with the hefty amount. But Tangoes, definitely a Swedish team you should keep your eyes on.
Yeah, we definitely saw them do well earlier in some tournaments this year, and I was really impressed with this play, really impressed by the picks, so a lot of fun to watch too. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't play that bad in this tournament, aside from that very, very questionable Game 4. But thank you guys for watching. My name has been BBallon773 on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. My co-caster was Kingdom Nerdia. Again, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Kingdom Nerdia. And any projects they're going to do in the future?
Oh, well, not Twitter. I have a embargo on Twitter. Other than that, yeah, just check out my channel. There's some guides. There's some North American Dota going on there. So fun stuff.
Yep, thanks for watching. Shoutouts to Steel Series and Complet. And actually, in 2 weeks, there'll be the ATS Gaming Tournament #2. So keep your eyes out open for that. Anybody can sign up. And it's definitely a decent prize pool. I think it's a little bit lesser of a prize pool this time. It might be 1,600 euros, but still, definitely very respectable for a weekend tournament. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.